Everyone thinks they understand the gym business the moment they walk in at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. Every machine taken, a line at the desk, the place buzzing. It's tempting to assume that energy equals profit. That assumption is wrong. A gym isn't really a fitness business. It's a subscription company that happens to store its product in barbells and treadmills. Once you see it that way, the numbers stop being confusing. First, understand that gym covers several different businesses wearing the same uniform. Budget mega gyms charge $10 to $25 a month and win on volume. 5,000 to 8,000 members packed into a warehouse-sized space. Traditional commercial gyms charge $40 to $70 and offer a weight floor, cardio, and classes. Luxury clubs charge $150 plus and sell a lifestyle, not just a workout. Boutique studios build a whole business around one class format. And private training studios skip memberships entirely. They sell your time with a coach. Every model is really answering one question differently. Do you profit from a huge crowd paying a little, or a small group paying a lot? Now, what it actually costs to open the doors. It's not the equipment that gets first-time owners. It's converting an empty shell into something legally fit to hold exercising bodies. Landlords often want 3 to 6 months of rent as a deposit before renovation even starts. Impact-rated flooring runs $10,000 to $40,000. Locker rooms and shower plumbing, another $10,000 to $50,000. Mirrors alone can hit $12,000. Then there's the cost almost nobody prices in: air. A room full of sweating bodies needs serious ventilation. Code typically requires about 20 cubic feet of fresh air per minute per exercising person.
On a busy 5,000 square foot floor with 100 people training, that's over 2,000 cubic feet of air per minute, meaning a full industrial HVAC retrofit costing $10,000 to $50,000. Add licensing, insurance, launch marketing, and a cash cushion, and a mid-sized gym can need $300,000 to over $1 million just to open. Equipment adds more. A baseline cardio section needs 6 to 12 treadmills at $2,000 to $8,000 each. A real strength floor needs 12 to 20 machines at $1,000 to $5,000 apiece. Total equipment spend, $40,000 to $250,000. Buy it outright and you drain cash reserves right when you need them most, and daily commercial use wears machines out fast. Lease it and you preserve cash, but financing often runs around 8% interest, and the payments don't stop if business slows down. Either way, you've locked in a fixed monthly cost that exists whether anyone walks in that day or not. Location matters more specifically than people think. Roughly 80% of a gym's membership comes from within a 10 to 15-minute drive or ride. That radius is your entire real market, and its income level has to match your pricing. A $150 a month club can't survive in a budget neighborhood. Rent reflects this too. Prime urban space can run $25 to $120 per square foot a year versus $12 to $20 in rural areas. Pick wrong, and your rent bill outruns what the local population can support. Now, here's the idea that explains almost everything else about how gyms actually make money. Picture 2 members. One trains 3 times a week all year. The other signs up in January, comes twice, and quietly keeps paying without returning. The second member is more profitable. The frequent visitor uses hot water, wears equipment down, needs towels, and crowds the floor at peak hours. Real costs every visit. The one who never returns costs almost nothing, while the payment keeps landing every month, flowing straight to profit. Industry data shows roughly 2/3 of gym members rarely or never use the gym they're paying for. That's not a flaw, it's the model. A gym with 6,000 plus members physically couldn't fit even a fraction of them on the floor at once. Fire code typically caps a floor around 200 to 300 people. If 10% of 7,000 members showed up together, you'd have 700 people crammed into space built for 250. The business only works because most paying members never test that limit. There's a seasonal rhythm to this too. About 12% of annual signups happen in January alone, driven by resolutions and discounted joining offers. But that wave leaves almost as fast as it arrives. Roughly half of new members stop attending within 6 months,
and up to 80% of January signups have drifted away by summer. Experienced owners treat that January cash as a reserve to carry them through slower months, not as a new normal. That mistake is what catches inexperienced owners off guard. There's also the franchise versus independent choice. Franchising buys a known brand, a proven layout, and better equipment pricing, but costs an upfront fee of $20,000 to $60,000, an ongoing royalty of 5 to 10% of gross revenue, plus about 2% more into a shared marketing fund. Independent owners keep every dollar of profit, but build recognition from zero. So why do people keep paying for something they never use? Partly optimism.
The membership as a promise to a future self. Partly a commitment device. Paying is supposed to force attendance, and partly plain inertia. Canceling means admitting the plan didn't work, and for $10 to $30 a month, most people would rather keep paying quietly. Even the physical space reinforces this. Simple layouts reduce first visit intimidation, mirrors near the weights help track progress, but can backfire into self-consciousness if overused. Lighting is chosen deliberately. Harsher light in weight areas, softer light in recovery zones, and even music tempo is picked to reduce how hard a workout feels. None of it is accidental. It's all built to keep members attached, whether or not they're training. And leaving is harder than joining, by design. Many contracts require cancellation in writing, in person, or by certified mail, not a phone call or an app tap. Notice periods of 30 to 60 days are common, guaranteeing at least one more billed month. Failed or expired cards alone account for 30 to 40% of all cancellations, which is why gyms run entire teams dedicated to chasing down billing failures.
Regulators have noticed. The FTC tried a national click-to-cancel rule in 2024. A federal court struck it down on procedural grounds in 2025, and the agency has since restarted the process. New York City introduced its own click-to-cancel law, in effect since October 2026, with penalties over $500 per violation. If a business needed engaged, frequently attending members to survive, cancellation wouldn't need to be this hard. There's a cost almost nobody expects too: music licensing. Playing background music commercially requires public performance licenses, usually from more than one licensing organization at once, with a combined annual bill often landing between $1,300 and $4,000. Skip it, and the risk is real. Licensing bodies investigate businesses for unlicensed music, and statutory damages for willful infringement can run from $750 up to $150,000 per song. A personal streaming subscription doesn't cover a commercial sound system. Add in ongoing wear. Mid-sized gyms typically budget $1,000 to $3,000 a month for equipment repair, plus $1,000 to $6,000 a month in utilities for ventilation, lighting, and hot water. None of it looks dramatic alone. Stacked monthly, it steadily eats the margin. And scale alone doesn't guarantee survival. Bally Total Fitness was once the largest health club chain in the country, built on aggressive, long-term financed contracts that locked in years of guaranteed revenue on paper. It still filed for bankruptcy in 2007 and again in 2008, undone by lawsuits, accounting scrutiny, and a structure built on debt rather than sustainable member value. 24-Hour Fitness followed a similar path. It didn't collapse from lack of demand, but from debt outrunning cash flow. Both stories say the same thing. A full parking lot tells you nothing about whether the financial structure underneath can hold. So here's the actual math. The core formula is monthly dues times number of members minus fixed costs. A gym with $30,000 a month in fixed costs, charging an $89 average rate, needs roughly 337 paying members to break even. Below that, it loses money every month. Above it, additional members are close to pure profit, since an inactive member costs almost nothing to serve. But getting there takes time, often 12 to 18 months, while working capital keeps burning and a weak launch or a nearby competitor can exhaust the runway before profitability arrives. Membership isn't stable either. Annual churn runs 30 to 40% industry-wide. A gym with 500 members losing 5% a month needs roughly 300 new members a year just to stay flat. That's treading water, not growth. Which is where the real margin lives: personal training.
A trainer working purely one-on-one at $80 a session, capped around 25 sessions a week, tops out near $100,000 a year, a hard ceiling since there are only so many hours in a day. Semi-private training breaks that ceiling. 4 clients at $40 each in one session brings in $160 an hour, roughly double the solo rate, while each client pays less individually. The gym doesn't keep it all. Trainers typically take 30 to 50% commission, but even after that cut, training tends to be far more profitable per hour than a basic membership. One committed training client can outweigh dozens of members who never show up. Put it all together and you get 2 very different years. In the best case, right location, on-schedule break-even, low churn, a solid training program, a mid-sized independent gym can generate $500,000 to $1.5 million a year at a 10 to 20% net margin, putting $70,000 to $180,000 in the owner's pocket. In the realistic case, nothing exotic goes wrong, just ordinary risk. Churn runs high instead of low. A cheaper competitor opens 2 miles away. Repairs run over budget. That same gym can slide from a healthy margin into single digits or a loss, even while the parking lot still looks full most evenings. The swing between those 2 outcomes can top $100,000 in a single year, and it almost never shows up as one dramatic event. Just a slightly higher cancellation rate, a slower ramp, a heavier repair bill, compounding quietly until the bottom line looks nothing like the plan.
So if you're thinking about opening a gym, remember what actually decides whether you succeed. It was never about how many people you can get to sign up. It's about how well you can survive on the ones who stop showing up.